Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update, Friday, November 24th, 9 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. We could see snow in all 48 states by Christmas. Keep calm. It's boom time. Take a look at this. 12 tornadoes confirmed from Thanksgiving week. Severe weather outbreak along the Gulf Coast. Bad news for the winter weather in that region. I hope everyone was safe. Now, Anchorage is seeing its snowiest November in at least 70 years. That is since records have been kept, by the way. And let it snow. The first official snowfall of the season falls in Flagstaff. In all, they were expecting 2 to 6 inches of snow above 8,000 feet tonight. Here is the forecast. Winter storm crossing the Central Plains Saturday. A winter storm will bring moderate snow with embedded heavy snow bands across the Central Plains, including much of Kansas Saturday. The local heavy snow in these areas combined with gusty winds will cause hazardous travel due to snow-covered slippery roads and reduced visibilities. No blizzard warnings up, but winter storm warnings and watches are out throughout the Midwest. Click on your county for updates. It's been snowing all day outside here. And here is the snow forecast. Let's take a look. Here's your Saturday through Sunday, which will be a fun day, and through the end of the weekend. Heavy snow through much of Kansas. Southern Kansas could be picking up 7 to 8 inches over many regions. And let's just move it through the work week. Here is your Monday. There's going to be snow moving into New England, western PA, and the high ridge of the Appalachians all the way down through Snowshoe. Who knew? Now you do. Here's your Tuesday into Wednesday. More lake effect snow will continue, and that's the story moving forward for the next few weeks. Lake effect snow could be hitting hard near Buffalo. Here we have a second event for the West, and the snow pattern is looking quite spectacular through the first week of December. UK snow, new map reveals 9 days of blizzards as sub-zero polar blast sweeps Britain. Holy macaroni. A wall of ice will sweep across the country at the end of the week with snow expected over almost all of the country. Forecasts from WX Charts predict that UK will see low temperatures starting December 1st, dropping as low as -7°C. Whew. It has also been predicted snow from Birmingham to Inverness, with even the southeast and the southwest not escaping the icy blizzard. So stay tuned for more updates on the UK as we get closer to the Snowmageddon. Drone footage shows a massive landslide in Guatemala that left several missing. Didn't we just report it on another landslide? Holy macaroni. Let's take a look at this one. This one has no sound, so we won't get demonetized by cheesy music. But you can see there were some high-rise apartments that were probably here that went into the drink. And where are all these people going to live? Holy macaroni. Very steep area. Very scary. I don't know why you would even live there. Can you imagine if you were in this apartment after the landslide? Completely devastating. Several people missing, and our hearts go out to those on this Thanksgiving weekend. At least 6 people are now missing after a massive landslide struck a Guatemala City neighborhood Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Be safe out there. Seismic update. 6.9 striking the northern Marianas Islands. No tsunami warning, which is good news, but there have been massive aftershocks. This is very typical of this type of earthquake. 6.9 here. And many more quakes to come potentially in this region. But overall, no other quakes of note worldwide. Some increased activity here in the Caribbean. Hawaii continues to rumble. And what do we got going on here? We've got a 3.1 in the Washington-Oregon border region. Could we be seeing an uptick maybe in some volcanoes, perhaps? And in fact, this seismicity is well inland of any of the erupting potentials. Here's Mount Hood. Here is Mount Adams. St. Helens here. And this is way inland here. So maybe some magma, a new chute coming in to feed these volcanoes. Worldwide volcano news update. Not much to report on. Reventador. Klucheskov, Nevado de Ruiz, Sabancaya, and more, just acting normally. Popo to 20,000 today. Fuego to 16. Nevado de Ruiz to 21. Here we have Etna. Vigorous Strombolian eruption last night. Good news there as the volcano continues. Reventador to 15,000. Popo here before the 20,000 and 19,000 foot puff. And good news, Reykjanes volcano aviation color code now reduced to yellow due to ongoing diminished seismic activity. This doesn't mean that it will not erupt. And I don't know why they're downgrading this. They're just saying, well, the seismicity ended, it's all safe. But the uplift continues as Iceland remains on eruption alert as seismic activity wanes. The uplift is continuing. There are still some seismic pulses in the region of the dike, which is where it could hit the surface. So let's see here. Warning, continued likelihood of an eruption. Click more there. Unchanged situation based on the latest interpretation. Likelihood of volcanic eruption is still being considered over the magma intrusion today. Approximately just 300 earthquakes have been detected since midnight, but the inflation continues in this region, so they are still considering an eruption potentially imminent. Space Weather News Update. We have tons of sunspots. Take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a dozen groups peppering the disk, and nary a flare. We had one long duration C flare here. Don't know if it was a plasma filament release or what was actually happening here yet because it just occurred. But the Earth facing quiet is in fact in charge. With all of these sunspots facing Earth, not a lot of activity at solar max. The 3-day geomagnetic forecast shows a small uptick on the 26th that may spike due to a glancing blow perhaps from this coronal mass ejection. Showing up here on ISWA, if we go over to the WSA Enlil spiral, you'll see those emissions coming out. Actually, there you didn't see it. Let's show that coming out here. Boom, you can see that. That is the flare that could give us a glancing blow here. It's looking more like on the 27th, 26th or 27th. So stay tuned. This should not be anything spectacular, but with our waning magnetosphere, we never know what these small events might do here on Earth, and we're watching and we're waiting for the aurora. Lightning superbolt hotspots have one thing in common, according to a study. Phenomenon most frequent in Northeast Atlantic, the Mediterranean, and the Altiplano Plateau across Peru and Bolivia has been studied. Yeah, in 1977, a U.S. project used satellites to monitor the globe for nuclear explosions, but they unexpectedly caught intense flashes of light, thousandth of a second long. These were lightning superbolts, the most powerful lightning on Earth, 100 times more powerful than typical lightning and capable of causing serious damage and perhaps even melting rocks. Hello. So it's not the sun, perhaps. It could be super lightning in many of these areas in antiquity that we see vitrification. Oh, let's not finish here. Let's go on a little bit more and say that we can't even read. Here it is. Superbolts are rare, less than 1% of all lightning, and what creates them has long been a mystery. But a study of superbolts across the globe has revealed 3 hotspots where superbolts are most frequent. Those areas are the Northeast Atlantic, the Mediterranean, and the high-altitude Altiplano Plateau across Peru and Bolivia. These areas where thunderstorms can be fairly compact and lie closer to the surface of the sea or the land. And that is the key. The electrical energy in a lightning bolt is generated in the freezing upper reaches of a storm cloud where temperatures are 0 C or lower. And the superbolt hotspots had one thing in common. The level of 0 C in the storm clouds lay unusually close to the surface below. So when a storm lets rip, the lightning had a shorter pathway to pass through with less electrical resistance, and more powerful current could zap the ground. And this could be the explanation of vitrification of forts throughout Europe and the world. A schoolboy digging potatoes in Scotland found an ancient Egyptian statue, and nobody knows how it got there. Well, I do. Did you just watch some of the Robert Sefer updates on where the lost tribes of Israel actually went? Yeah, they went to Italy. They went to Europe. They went to Scotland and Ireland. And they probably, one of the groups, one of the lost tribes of Israel, may have stolen an Egyptian statue, perhaps. It's my opinion. All the links will be below. Earth was struck by an extremely powerful cosmic ray, and we don't know where it came from. Yeah, this is how much we know about cosmology and our universe. Nothing. This event is second only to the 1991 detection of the Oh My God particle, which had an energy of 320 exa-electron volts. The origin of these ultra-high energy cosmic rays remains an enigma, challenging our current understanding of astrophysical phenomenon, and it gets even deeper. One of the most baffling aspects of these cosmic rays is their untraceable origins. Theoretically, the high energy should allow for a clear path back to the source. However, both the Oh My God particle and the Amaterasu, which we're looking at here, which is not real, this is an artist's representation, seem to originate from regions of space, well, that lack sufficient energetic phenomenon to even produce them. So, that's how much we know about the universe, which means we know nothing. Period. Let's take a look at this and blow it up. Oh my goodness. Where is that coming from? Well, we don't know because there's nothing there where it's coming from. Perhaps it's aliens. I doubt it. The common ancient cultural phenomenon between the Americas and other regions of the world is unexplained. Megalithic structures, petroglyphs, and artifacts from around the world have been found here in North America. And we don't know why. But in this paper, they try to explain some of the phenomenon that we all see worldwide. And the most startling enigma is the squatter man, which has been seen everywhere on Earth in thousands of locations, in all continents, in all countries, in all city-states, and we still don't know why. This paper explores some explanations of what might be going on, and the most significant is the fact that we were once a society that traveled the world, in antiquity, perhaps. And tomorrow, Lee and I will be discussing this all on Revolution Radio and Studio B, 12 noon Mountain Time. Just click play and listen to the show. Turkey's central bank raises interest rates to 40%. And that is an official recession and inflation going haywire worldwide, which is all part of the Agenda 2030 Kabbalistic Illuminati plan. The globalists want to take over the world, not just a region, not just a state, not just a country, the entire frickin' world. I said it. And on the good news front, one day of ceasefire has led to prisoners being swapped, yes. On day one of Gaza ceasefire, Hamas and Israel carry out the first swap of hostages and prisoners. I think 24 people were released by Hamas. I don't know what happened on the Israeli side, but things are potentially looking up. And we reported on the terrorist, quote unquote, attack at the Canadian border, which is nonsense, which was reported on early by fearmongers that don't fact check shit, Jack. $300,000 Bentley, which was crashed and exploded on the Rainbow Bridge, was owned by a couple that just lived 10 miles away, and they were not crossing the border. They were dealing with mechanical issues in their $1/3 car, where the accelerator was sticking earlier that week. Now, if this is true, the family of the dead couple are the new billionaires, and they may own Bentley in just a few years. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video as we are shadow banned. We need your help to grow. Snow is accumulating across the world in epic amounts, and the mainstream media is claiming we're all burning up. Please hit that thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, and be safe. Have a happy Thanksgiving weekend. We love you. And that is Boom.